And a very warm welcome to your 5th, 6th, or 7th favorite reality TV recap podcast. It's Blighty Day Fiancé. My name is Michelle.
My name is Robin.
He's my husband.
She's my wife.
We are very much in love.
Oh, so much in love. Isn't it disgusting? We got through another festive season without, divorce. I don't know. Without major fights and stuff. It's a lovely place, the Blighty household at Christmas time. We completely ignore it and
Yep.
and get through. But the benefit of that is that there's no massive family feuds, which is nice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry if you had massive family feuds.
Oh man, come at us and tell us about your family feuds.
Yeah, we're
like
here
to hear
for
about
it.
them.
We love to hear from you.
We do. BlightyDayFiancé@gmail.com. Hit us up there, or via the Patreon, or via the Facebook group, Blighty Day Bays, BAES.
Or Instagram @Blighty Day. I think.
Or carrier pigeon.
You can send a carrier pigeon
There
if
is
you
a
like.
pigeon in your mail service.
I'm holding on to my mic here. I haven't got a whole lot of slack, so I'm just making
Give it a yank.
you all aware of that.
I mean, that's what I said last night.
Dearie me. Do you miss being single?
No.
None of it? You don't miss dating? You liked dating.
I wouldn't mind going roller skating with Josh.
I would, especially if he took me to Long Beach to hide me from his 19-year-old girlfriend. Alleged. Josh. Anywho,
it's the single life.
yes, and somebody reminded me on the Patreon today, join our Patreon. People seem to have trouble finding it. We're working on that.
That's odd. Patreon.com/Blighty
Day. That's right.
BLIGHTYDAY.
Yeah.
Hey, am I allowed to do that to the Mickey Mouse Club music now? I don't think so. Did you see how Mickey Mouse has gone out of copyright?
It's not Mickey Mouse.
It's Steamboat
Willie.
Yeah. But it's Mickey Mouse in Steamboat Willie. It's that particular version of Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
95
My
years on.
favorite one.
Was 75 and then it got extended under the Mickey Mouse legislation. This is true. They added 20 years to it. You can do whatever the fuck you want with Steamboat Willie Mickey Mouse now.
I imagine people will.
A horror movie hit the whatevers today, or at least a trailer for it. A bit like that Winnie the Pooh one last year. Do you remember that?
I don't.
A video game. Yeah, Steamboat Willie is everywhere. Just saying.
Okay. Noted. It may surprise you to hear we're not here to talk about Steamboat Willie.
Or maybe we can call one of the people on this show Steamboat Willie. We'll see.
Why would we do that?
I don't know. Maybe the sailor in Greece. I'm going to call him Steamboat Willie.
I don't think he's on a steamboat.
He didn't say. Oh, actually, it's a catamaran.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think his Willie is super impressive either. This is the iteration of the 90-day cycle called the single life.
The 90-day cycle.
Yeah.
That sounds like something you should see your gynecologist about.
No, that was, first of all, a gross joke. And secondly, sorry, I am really uncomfortable. Somebody needs to put a disclaimer on getting in shape when you're in middle age, because just my body is not a fun place to be right now.
Yeah, new year, new you, and the new you is in pain.
Don't like it.
Mm-mm.
So we've got an interesting cast this year. I don't hate it. How do you feel?
Broadly pretty good. Never liked Chantel particularly. Well, no, that's not fair. I never disliked her. I will say she featured very heavily in a time before I watched the show.
Yeah.
Right? Those were her peak years. We watched some old seasons. with her, I remember. And yeah, she's fine. I just always found her a bit dull. And the drama came from like the family, and I just didn't like that much. And I'm sure they'll still be around, and I'm sort of dreading that. And well, we'll get to her. Wonderful to see Debbie. Love Debbie. More
Much
Debbie.
prefer this Debbie to the other one.
Natalie remains like Scandival levels of just reality
Watchable,
TV genius.
addictive, yeah.
Yeah, she is a force of fucking nature.
She's in a class by herself.
She really
one.
is. I would say you could spin her off on her own show, but it would be too much.
Yeah, it would be too much.
Like, could you imagine like a Darcy and Stacey kind of thing? When that it's too much. But I live for her being on this. Tyray, okay, we'll see. Yeah, I mean broadly, it's pretty good, right? I'm looking forward to Spackles. Spackles.
Getting there. Let's dive right in, shall we? So Chantel is divorced and looking for the D.
Look, I quite like the shirt.
I do, but can you read it? Like her...
No, because her hair's covering where the D is missing. So I thought for ages it said divorced and looking for the D, which is not a good shirt. And I actually said to you, that shirt should say divorced and looking for the D. And you told me it did. But I couldn't see that because her hair covered it. Tie your hair back if you're going to wear a shirt like that.
It did. I dare say the D is what got her in trouble in the first place. But
yeah, what is the D in this case? Drunk, disorderly, disheveled?
No, the dick, Pedro. I have not watched The Family Chantal. I didn't watch any of them really outside of the season that they were in on the show.
Well, we had to see the mother, didn't we?
Karen.
When she was on last season's Single Life?
What?
That's Pedro's. Oh, have I got that wrong?
Yeah, that's Pedro's
Yeah,
mom.
yeah, that's what I meant. But in that whole world.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, we had to see her, and that was miserable.
Oh,
as
God,
shit.
that was awful.
That was awful. And his miserable sister, that was awful.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, I'm not
Yikes.
that familiar. Like, the brother was always really annoying and had it coming when Pedro kicks him across the
Totally agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
But God, I don't want that. That's the thing. When she comes on the screen, I know that there is baggage, and the baggage is going to be the damn family. And
Speaking of families, hers and Pedro's never got along. She always envisioned the kind of relationship where you travel the world. She wants a successful, generous, compassionate foreign man because they all love adventure and want to live life on the edge.
Where are those shipping magnates? Do you remember in the old days, a beautiful woman could find herself a shipping magnate? Maybe that's why she went to Greece.
I dated the son of a shipping magnate, actually.
What do you have to be a magnate? And can you be a magnate in any other industry than shipping?
I'm not sure you can. And mine also happened to be Greek.
They all are. I mean,
Yeah.
they invented it, right?
Yeah.
I've read the Odyssey.
Difficult place to find a man with a job at the moment.
Greece.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I'm not sure
Yeah.
that's where she should be looking if she wants someone who doesn't need a green card.
No. When she asked Adonis, which is like a what did she say? It's like a man god.
Yeah, something like that.
It's really a god. But well done on your Greek mythology. No, when she asked Adonis, what do you do for work? I expected him to look at her, I expected a Natalie style glare and him go, there is no work. It's Greece.
Our economy is in the toilet, right? We should say that. It's not for lack of trying. God
I am not
bless
clowning
them.
on Greece.
No, but the unemployment rate is
You think Argentina has it bad?
very high there. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she has brought a group of friends straight out of Central Casting. Not one of them. Now, they'll do her tit tape and her vagina tape. Not one of them will do her makeup because it is a mess. I do not mean to be unkind.
I think Mooney might have... Was his name Mooney?
I think his name was Mooney, yes.
I think he might have done the makeup. But it works on him. It doesn't work on
I think
her.
he did his own makeup, which was very impressive. But
he was like a human Instagram filter, I thought.
yes. Chantel's a beautiful woman. She's giving body, yaddy, 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 yaddy. Definitely, absolutely stunning. Does herself absolutely no favors, either in her manner of dress or the way she does her makeup.
No.
It's not good.
Now, are there times when it is better not to wear underpants?
I've never gone without underwear. I just can't.
But for aesthetic reasons, are there something like with a dress like that? Is she like, well, you'll see my pants? That wouldn't do. And I'm like, yeah, that's probably better than seeing your vagina, isn't it? But then I guess it's taped so the dress is stuck to her thigh. Is that it?
No, the tape isn't to stick the dress to her thigh.
It's over her vagina.
It's over the camel toe.
Can you have a camel toe if there's no clothing? I mean, it's over her vagina. She's taped over her vagina.
Do you need me to draw you a diagram?
Yes. Yes, I do. I mean, there was me thinking about, like, this episode is called Chantel Gets Her Groove Back. And I'm thinking, what, when you pull the tape off, is that...
Yeah, exactly. She's going to get her groove will come back after she goes to the bathroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was worried she was going to slip off that motorcycle.
Once I discovered boob tape, I was like, where has this been all my life?
Where else can I put this?
But it would never have occurred to me. I can't go anywhere without underwear. I'm not at that comfort level as a human.
I mean, I'm comfortably a middle-aged man now. Do you think I should be using like scrotal tape? Should I be taping myself up?
No, your balls aren't the problem because you can't see your balls through your jeans. It's the bell end that yours.
You really could the other day, though. Right?
Yeah.
I don't think these jeans are thick enough. It is a problem.
It is a problem. I mean, when the guy comes to fix the washing machine, 3 weeks from now.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, being at waist level with you, he might feel a bit intimidated.
I'm going to buy him one of those plumber's butt bra t-shirts. Trousers. Google it. They're very...
I'm offended by those.
Yeah. All right. Chitter, we will, but chitter, we shouldn't.
Yeah. So, I was trying to find the notes that I made on this, but there was a fair amount of screaming.
Oh, there was so much screaming. But look, here's the thing. I don't think they're in mainland Greece. I think they're on a Greek island, and I don't think they're on like, Santorini or, something very...
I think they're on Mykonos.
I think it's Mykonos.
And I would say there's not that many straight men who hang about on Mykonos.
It's all a little bit grim. Let me put it that way. Not clowning on it. Sure, many people have many lovely, lovely times, but the bars look pretty gross and everything looks pretty gross. And like I say, like that is a country that's been massively hit by huge economic turbulence and stuff. But I could taste those drinks. Those drinks had so much sugar in them.
Yeah, I could smell it.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think nothing is awaiting her there but the most painful hangover of her entire life and possibly type 2 diabetes.
I got drunk for the first time ever in Greece.
You've told this story before.
On the pod?
Yeah.
I better not.
Many times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Tyray, oh boy.
Well, hang on. Before we leave Chantel and her groove.
Yeah.
Little meltdown at the end there.
Yeah, she was triggered by a four-wheeler because that's how Pedro I was
He impressed
unclear
her with a
about the
four-wheeler. This one had two wheels.
connection there.
She was semi-triggered, I suppose. Half the number of wheels, twice the number of tears, a lot of screaming, Mooney asking the same question 7 times.
But this is how you know that these aren't her real friends.
Right, because for him it was like, this is an opportunity for me to have a line on TV. Hey, they might not have heard that line. Hey, sound guy, I'm going to do it a few more, right?
Yeah, that was really annoying.
Yeah, it was. All right. But is this what we're going to get?
The cucumber thing was foul too.
That was really gross. That was and basic. Just really, really basic. These friends are horribly basic, and I don't have a lot of time for them. It did give me Stephanie vibes. I'm not saying that Chantel is as awful a human being as Stephanie. If you listen to this podcast long enough, you'll know that Stephanie is my most disliked person ever in the 90-Day Universe. Particularly that last season where she, kind of traveled around trying to explore her sexuality. And this was all a bit of that. Chantel's not that bad, but it all reads as fake as fuck. I'm sorry.
I don't think it is fake. I think she's trying very hard, very, very hard to convince us that there's something there that isn't, which isn't the same as being fake.
No, you're absolutely
I'll
right.
tell you what the difference is, okay?
Stephanie did it with cold dead eyes. Absolutely. And it was purely a financial arrangement between her and the cameras, right? This isn't quite the same. You're right. Chantel is trying to reposition herself and maintain her viability as someone that should be on television without really knowing why she should be on television.
I'll tell you what the difference is, okay?
Okay.
Stephanie doesn't know who she is when there's nobody talking to her or talking at her.
Okay.
Like if nobody's watching Stephanie, she probably doesn't
She turns
exist.
off like an android.
Exactly. No, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually, yes, absolutely.
Right.
She doesn't exist if there's nobody watching her. Chantel, I'm not going to say she has a complicated interior life or an interesting interior life, but there is one.
Okay. All right.
And I feel for her. The part that I did believe was that I don't think she believed that Pedro would have the guts to leave her.
No, I agree.
I believe that completely. Yeah. And I think she was humiliated by that.
What I will say is that she started all of this, the whole 90-day experience, too young.
Yep. And with a lie.
Yeah. And 10 years, right?
Yeah.
She's had no life. She's developed no real personality.
No.
And this is kind of my point. Like, usually people that are on this show, they will cast them because they're interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Chantel is purely interesting because she's been on TV. But without that, what is she? And that's what I think I'm going to get stuck on in this.
That's what I think is so sad, is that this pretty pivotal time in her life. I mean, all during her 20s.
Yeah.
She's been on television and she hasn't had to have a job outside of that.
Yeah.
And she hasn't had to have relationships or friendships outside of the ones that were filmed.
I would be more interested then if they stripped it right back. They filmed her in her apartment. She goes, who am I now? I need to find out who I am. And that's a really interesting segment when you strip away
But see, that's what
stuff. But instead, we've got the friends from Central Casting. It's very projecting. Okay, everything about it is engineered.
Yeah, I agree with you completely.
And it could have worked if it was more warts and all, showing actual vulnerability, not having a meltdown in the street.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I think she's somebody who needs to be seen to be in control of the narrative, and I think that she is giving people what she thinks they want.
Ain't what I want.
And that's a real shame.
Tyray.
It's Tyray.
Tyray.
It's not like Brian Tyree Henry.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
Okay. I thought I corrected myself while I was watching because I was like, oh, it's not Tyray, it's Tyray. Because I think that someone said it on this and maybe they got it wrong.
Yeah.
Because I did have that mental process during this, honest.
I think Tyray has a lot more therapy to do because he still talks about being catfished by a woman named Carmela for 4 years rather than by a dude.
To be fair, Mary Brown still talks about similar things.
Yeah, you know, I think they would have a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
I love that he is finding ways to become part of a community.
Yeah, that was
I love
cute.
that for him. That's a healthy way to deal with a breakup and kind of reintegrating into society, because I do think that relationship was a lifeline for him. And he's said as much, you know, being a full-time carer.
Yeah.
Lest we forget. There's more than just his weight.
A lot of focus on the weight.
There's a lot of
in
focus.
This episode, getting a little bit tired of women saying he's like a teddy bear. But fine.
But I don't even think he needs... Look, whether he needs to lose weight, that's his own business and his own call. It's not for me to say, right? I really don't think his weight has anything to do with it. I think it's his lack of confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Because big men get women all the time.
Yep.
And...
big women get men all the time.
Yep.
Yep. No,
it's
I completely
confidence
agree.
that he needs to work on.
He's still a 12-year-old boy.
I know.
That's the thing. And in that sense, he's not like a teddy bear. He needs a teddy bear.
Whose dream woman is Hillary Clinton, which reminds me of of when Alfie said he had a crush on Greta Thunberg.
Did he?
Yeah. Years ago.
Did he? I bet every little kid does. Like, she's the only famous sort of girl of their age that they know, I suppose.
I hope so. Well, no, that's not true at all. There's all those trash YouTubers. And yes, I'm calling children trash. Okay? Some children are trash.
How's that little shit Ryan doing?
I'm not going to say anything.
Has he gone full Barrymore yet?
You know what?
That's Drew, not Michael. Well,
why not both?
Why not both?
So Tyray wants to go back to meeting people the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
At a funeral.
Yeah.
Rather than online, as he's been burned before.
I mean, it used to be the old... I mean, seriously, though, right? You've got me into period dramas.
Mm-hmm.
Hatches, Matches, and Dispatches is where you meet your matches.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe not Hatches. I mean, that's unusual to meet someone at a birth.
Well, christening.
Okay.
Or, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, his cousin's grandma's funeral is where he meets this young lady that he's afraid to talk to. So he goes on a sort of friend date with one of his friends who reminds him that he doesn't have any game at all.
I thought she was unnecessarily harsh.
Yeah, I
think
so
most
too.
women would quite like it if a man came up to them and went, "Whoa, those are some cool shoes," or whatever he says. Right? That's okay. That is better than something fell from the heavens cheesy chat up line, isn't it?
Yeah, but I also don't think you need a line. Like, I don't understand why you can't just... Listen, autism girl talking here. I prefer when people are direct. And look, you and I met on the apps, so you didn't have the pleasure of picking me up somewhere. But there are 2 times in my life when I have been approached by strangers and it worked. The first time, there was a guy I was at a restaurant and he stopped by my table and he said, "Excuse me, I couldn't forgive myself if I left without asking you for your number."
Perfectly. Yep. It's good. It's direct to the point. It's not aggressive.
Not aggressive, confident, sexy.
Yeah.
Made my day.
Yeah.
Really fun. Second time.
To be fair, it was the maitre d' because your credit card had been rejected.
Does it feel good to make me feel small?
No, second time.
Second time, I was actually on a date with someone else. I was at a bar, and this gentleman approaches the table. I happened to be on a date with an acquaintance of his, and he was there with a friend. And this gentleman that I was not on a date with leans in and he goes, "I'd like to buy you a drink." And I said, "Oh, I'm actually on a date." And without blinking, he said, "I know."
Nice.
That was a panty melter. And you know what it is? It's not, was he gorgeous? Yes. Was he funny, sexy? Absolutely. But it was the confidence.
Yeah.
I was blown away.
Yeah.
Even if he looked like
Josh.
To be honest, if he looked like Josh, I probably would have gone out with him too. You know what I'm like. But I mean, it's all about confidence. It really is. And
that's actually where Josh is going wrong, by the way. But we'll get to this.
And I'm not saying that like it's an easy thing.
No, it isn't. But this is why it is good that Tyray is doing the 360 wellness experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, the fake date, I thought that line was perfectly fine. The friend gave no useful advice whatsoever. Okay.
Yeah. And then he goes to his cousin's birthday. Everyone who was at the funeral is there, I guess.
Yeah, it's
he
like
says,
a reunion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we should do this more often.
People
say that at funerals. Don't say that at funerals.
Yeah, don't say that
Don't
at
say
funerals. I didn't.
The pug hated the scene. Sorry if you just heard the.
I didn't think much of the young lady he was trying to chat up. She didn't. She wasn't made for television, and by that I mean, I just didn't see the sparkle, the glint in her eye. I don't
know.
She wasn't showing me anything.
I don't know. She had a cheekiness to her I quite liked. She was pretty forthright. You know, she wasn't backing down at all. She was, you know, why did we even got a date, big boy? She was right down to the brass tacks.
Yeah, I think that might be a little much for him, though.
Yeah, I think it probably was. But again, confidence, you see. I thought that it was quite good how confident she was, right? She wasn't going to let him wuss out of this conversation, right? She, if needed, she can do the driving. I quite like that.
I don't. It made me really uncomfortable.
Okay.
But you know, this...
Well, we know it doesn't work out.
I
because
know.
several other women are shown later calling him a teddy bear, so...
I know. I don't...
hopefully he gets his first kiss.
I don't know what you do with someone in this situation. I really don't. I don't know what you do with, like, somebody who's never been kissed and is so new to dating and doesn't have...
any game.
Yeah.
I worry about it in the sense that, like I say, he's 12, right?
Mentally, emotionally.
Yeah. And there is a little bit of me that's like, is this exploitative? Like, he's almost underage emotionally.
Well,
I'll be careful about kind of what I say, but I think you all know kind of what I mean. It's like, it feels a little bit like the show's kind of mocking his lack of game, and it's a bit like, ha ha ha, let's watch that. And that makes me feel a bit icky.
I don't know about that. I will say this, though. You brought something up while we were watching this, which is that he has perhaps been oversaturated, as many men are, by porn.
Mm-hmm.
And so his expectations, like I remember, I can tell this story now.
Well, it's because we thought that the friend that he was on the not a date with, right, even though he brings flowers, weird.
Yeah.
And we were both like, she wants him, right? But he's decided he's too good for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is fair enough. I'm not saying like, oh, he has to just take whatever. Like, no, fuck that. He shouldn't settle.
No, but look what he went for in the catfishing and stuff, right?
Right.
Yeah.
When you date when you date teenage boys, which is hopefully only when you're in your teens, right? That's how it ought to be.
Yeah.
At least my experience was that.
Let's see, Chantel. That guy wasn't 20. Keep going.
Yeah. No. Stay far away from him. I had my first kiss with a teenage boy and first other stuff with a teenage boy, and it was deeply unpleasant. And part of that is because they're all, I mean, this isn't a gesture for radio here, but it's all like this. There's a fundamental.
Pretty jabby.
Yep, very jabby.
Things are getting jabbed where they shouldn't be jabbed. Too many things are being jabbed where they shouldn't be jabbed.
Total ignorance about a woman's body.
Yeah.
Excitement and enthusiasm in abundance, but no curiosity, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
If you have someone,
because they've seen everything they're ever going to see.
Right, exactly.
In 4K, paused and played back at slow speed in immense detail.
It's too much. And sorry if people don't like that opinion, but I worry for...
But it's true. You have to be a certain level of adult to understand there's porn and there's sex. And they are different things.
I think he needs to get to know someone as a friend before going into that romantic territory. Yeah. I think he needs to see a woman, if that's what he's interested in, as a whole human being, and be curious about all of that before he gets physical with someone.
That's right. And before he's even talking about, oh, how do I kiss? How do I do all this? How do I... maybe get to know someone, right?
Yeah.
All right. Who's
Don't
next?
be like Tony from Sister Wives and eat all the ice cream or whatever it was.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Let's talk about Miss Debbie.
Miss Debbie. All right, I'm going to say it. A few weeks ago, I made disgusting, lascivious, uncalled for, and frankly unpleasant comments about a llama technician. It's your turn to make the same comments about an alpaca technician.
That alpaca tech was hot.
Where do they get them? Seriously, I want to see the llama tech and the alpaca tech going at it. That is an OnlyFans I was.
All I know is I need these animals in our life together at some point.
At some point. Now, alpacas are different from llamas in that they are floofier. And that is literally the only difference. But different species because they have 2 layers of hair.
Llamas do, or alpacas?
Alpacas.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
All right.
They got the floofy layer and then they got the more wiry coarse layer, whereas your llama, he's just got the one. That's why he's spitting all the time. He's spitting with envy.
Well, Debbie wants to set up... If I'm still talking about future dreams when I'm 67 years old, I will feel pretty good about my life.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope I will have done something by then.
Yeah.
But I love that she's talking about building community, teaching others about her interests, staying involved in her interests. She's finishing this painting. She's taking control of the narrative.
Drawing eyes on her shoulders.
I loved it.
I quite liked it.
I loved all of it.
Yeah.
It does look like the guy that she ends up dating looks exactly like Osama, though.
Like Osama or like Death
outfit.
Osama.
Yeah. I'm not joking.
Tim
I
Burton-y.
really like her art.
Yeah, I don't mind her art. I don't like her colours.
It's a little busy.
It's a little busy.
If she wants to do anything representational, I don't know that she's got a huge talent for that, but
the ideas are there.
The ideas are there, absolutely. The feeling is there, and that's all that's important.
It's more than Osama's art, which was Drek.
Ugh. He had no excuse.
No.
She's not playing pals or perverts again.
That is the best name for a dating app ever.
Pals or perverts.
Yeah.
Also
you
known
just have
as...
to swipe everyone one way, but don't go out with anyone. You just put them in, and people find out if they're a pal or a pervert.
I spent a very brief time on Seeking Arrangement.
Did you?
I did, yes.
You didn't tell me that.
I did.
It's just called Seeking now.
Is it?
Yeah. I guess there's no arrangements. Seeking is a bad name, though, for it. Finding. Should be what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't...
Seeking arrangements worked, but losing the arrangements doesn't work.
I just wanted to... What was I on at the time? I mean, I was on Bumble. I wasn't on Tinder. I don't think I've ever been on Tinder. I think I was on Match. I just wanted to kind of try everything. Yeah. And I thought, I mean, I don't know. Why not?
Why not? I feel like I got a freebie. I mean, this is...
I didn't
You just told a Jew that he got something for free that other people have to pay for. You
did. And I had some other... I was also on The League.
Were you?
Yes.
Did you have to get an invite for that?
It wasn't invite only, but they can turn you down. I'll put it to you this way. I think it was very similar. The spirit of it was very similar to Seeking Arrangement.
That one always, I'm surprised. Because the men on that must be vile.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm surprised you weren't there.
Not to cast aspersions. No, but it was all... What surprised me was that they billed it as this... as like, oh, it's like LinkedIn, but with a dating element, like
so
you have to be, right. You have to be smart and educated and, I don't know, leader, titan of industry.
No.
And
it's frat boys.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Old frat boys. Oh boy. Anyway, nobody cares what dating apps I was on or why I was on them. It was funny though, because I think I matched with a guy on another app and I was like, didn't I see you on Seeking Arrangement? Are you sure? And he was like, oh, that my friend probably put... I'm like, yeah, okay. Look, if you know what you want, there's a dating app for you. The problem is knowing what you want. There's no shame in whatever you're doing.
That's right.
Providing it's all consenting adults. And I stress consenting adults.
Or alpacas. That has to be a platonic relationship. But I think you could have a real emotional life partner in an alpaca.
She just seems like such an interesting person and someone who's still so curious about the world. I really like her. She's had a hard history. She does have a type. She went to a Latin club to dance with Latin men, which I thought is, slightly misguided, maybe. But I loved the way that she described her second husband, Sin on Two Legs. and that he couldn't keep his business in his pants.
What did she say about she can walk on her legs the next day?
Oh, he
Swept her off her, what was it?
He was sin on two legs, and
Yeah.
her two legs couldn't walk the next day, something like that.
It's a tremendous line.
Oh.
I do wonder sometimes if Debbie practices these lines or if she's heard them in movies, but Debbie continues to be an aging Hollywood legend,
Yes.
right? That's kind of what she is, right?
You know what? I'm going to correct you there. She's an ageless Hollywood legend.
But you know what I'm saying? Like these, you know, these women who were that and are now this, and they are magnificent, right?
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
The only thing about Debbie is that she didn't star in any Hollywood movies, but apart from that, she is that.
Yeah, she should have been.
She should have been. She was a perky little roller girl, wasn't she?
Yeah, much more so than our next and final Save the Best for Last single.
Oh,
Natalie.
where have you been, my lovely? With your eyes surrounded by muddy puddles.
Now, we've got an interesting new addition.
Yeah, we both called it, right?
Yeah. We knew that she was going
Right,
to
because they were clowning, right? They were like,
yeah.
is it Josh at the airport? Is it Mike at the airport? And we were both like, it's her mum.
Her mom, who ostensibly has been single for quite some time. I don't know this to be true, but the way Natalie talks about it, it was just
I thought
her
it
and
was
her
childhood
mom.
divorce, yeah.
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 This woman's entire sense of security and wholeness and
Yeah.
basic safety is predicated on
Having
there being a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, it might just be that she knows Natalie. it might be that she needs a man to stop her going completely feral. That's possible. That's all I'm saying. Maybe is that Natalie needs a man to protect the rest of the world from Natalie. Almost like he's a bouncer just...
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I mean, but also...
To stop her swinging for someone.
But I also think she loves Mike as a son-in-law. And I think that she really felt like this is somebody who's going to
they got married.
Look after my daughter and take care of
they
her.
They are
and...
married.
Yeah.
Look, I've said it before. I like Mike. Mike likes me. President Mike. I always liked Mike. I know he was a miserable motherfucker for a time, but he was very depressed because he was living in Zavud with Natalie and it was all grim, right? But I think he has the patience of a saint. I think he's a good man. I like Mike. I think Mike is perfect for Natalie too.
I think if he stays on antidepressants, then they can work something out. But the problem with Mike is once he is distanced from something emotionally and shuts down, that shutdown never reboots.
Or it takes a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
it's
apathy.
Very easy he's a computer guy, isn't he?
I think so, yeah. I think he works in IT.
Yeah. Again, not being too generalistic, but, there is a certain culture where when you do a job like I think he does, you can just lose yourself in it, right? The job comes with like a built-in kind of social life. There's a lot of online gaming probably, and you never have to leave the house.
Well, I think when you don't do something that's customer facing or client facing, then you tend to not socialize much. And I also think that he is grounded to the point of having like no aspirations. I'm not saying he's lazy, but
he's had his dreams crushed and was like, I don't ever want dreams again.
Yeah.
Because they'll just get crushed. I'm actually okay living in this dream dust.
Yeah.
You know, I'll live among the crumble and it's fine here. And it's sad, but I do think he's a decent guy. That's the thing. And the funny thing is, I think Natalie is perfect for him because she can lift, she will never settle.
No.
Right? So she could lift him out of it. And I still have hope.
No, I think they're done completely now.
I think so, probably. But the change would always have to have come from Natalie. That's the thing. She needs to chill the fuck out. And I just don't think our queen is ever going to do that.
I am here for Natalie's mom endlessly comparing Josh to Mike, though.
Yeah.
And saying, Josh not picking them up at the airport is unforgivable.
It's a massive dick move. Yeah. Yeah. If a friend of ours is coming to London, whether or not they're staying with us, you ask the question, don't you?
Yeah.
Where are you staying?
Yeah,
and if
absolutely.
They say, oh, I booked this hotel. It's like, oh, all right, cool. Yeah, great. But if they go, oh, I don't really know, you say, well, you're staying with me then.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Don't you?
Yeah. This is all kinds of wrong, and I don't like it at all. And I don't like him taking her roller skating in Long Beach so that his 1, 2, 3, however many girlfriends he's got in other parts of Los Angeles don't see him out with her. I think...
hey, the LBC has eyes.
I don't think so. not with the women that he's dating.
Snoop's keeping an eye on him.
They talk about scheduling, including scheduling sexy time.
Good business acumen from Josh there, to be honest. Before you drop the bombshell, make sure that you have scheduled the sexy time. Get it in the book. Right. Get the receipt. Yeah. But yeah, unfortunately, after the sexy time, he has to disappear for 2 weeks.
To Ohio, presumably to get his girlfriend settled in at college. Because y'all...
And maybe meet his next girlfriend.
Josh is not a one-woman guy.
He's got a nose for the ladies.
He's got a nose for the...
He likes sniffing around those colleges.
Yes. Odd time of year to have
a cold,
but there you go. Maybe it's just because he's flying all the time. So there is
maybe he's allergic to Natalie.
Maybe.
Maybe she still smells of boulia.
Possibly, again, wouldn't explain why his pupils are the size of dinner plates, though. So he drops her off at the hotel, and then this spine-tingling denouement between Josh and Natalie, where she does the Fatal Attraction Glenn Close eyes. She's looking up like this, and it's just full wide-eyed insanity.
And it's the same conversation they've already had, but this time it's the punk rock version. Like in songs, like you have like a mellow song and then it'll be the same song again, but it's at twice the tempo with very, very loud guitars.
It's a moment that honestly took my breath away.
Yeah, it was magnificent.
You cannot fake it.
No.
And now she has to kind of enter the real world. And I think this is going to be fascinating. See, this is the kind of thing that no matter how hard you try, you cannot fake.
No, you can't fake it.
You can't recreate this.
You cannot. You can't bottle lightning.
No.
Right?
No.
She will do what she's going to do. And I'm not sure that I hear what you're saying. I don't think we're going to get that, though, because this has happened before. You remember that scene in the hotel? Before, like there was a locked door or she was on the toilet or something.
Yeah.
You remember that?
I do. Yep.
And you remember how we watched that and we were like, well, you can't come back from that. And then the next day, Natalie's got this gift of being, oh, I'm sorry, oh, and it all blows over. She bewitches them all over again, and I think that's what's going to happen here. I don't think we've seen the last of Josh. I don't.
No, I don't think so either, but
I don't think she's going to make it on her own 2 feet either.
At this point, I don't really understand why it's still him that she's fixated on. Or is it because she hasn't won him round?
Well, she, in her head, she thinks there is this arrangement that he will now take care of her for the rest of her life and she won't actually have to put any work in herself. And everything that she ever wants is going to be given to her, right? In his head, he's like, I can get you an admin job at the bookmakers down the road.
Right.
Right? He's like, I guess.
So depressing.
Like, what he's offering is not what she thinks she's receiving at all, in any way.
No.
Right? But she will continue, I think, to just keep asking. And he will continue to say, sure, we'll take care of you, babe.
He'll continue to give her these crumbs because he's too stupid to understand.
Yeah, keeps him on TV, keeps his profile up. I don't know why he's in it. And maybe he likes, I would want to spend some nights with Natalie.
I bet you would.
Just for the hell of it. For the sheer rock and roll hell of it.
I am glad these people are on our TV. I learned today that Seeking Sister Wife is coming back.
Yeah!
I cannot wait.
When?
End of February, early March, something
All
like
right.
that. I know. It's going to be ushering in spring.
Well, that's it then. That's our
yes,
our spring schedule. True Detective and Seeking Sister Wives.
Now, there is still time to win a tote bag. Leave us a review on Apple Podcast, our YouTube channel, I think.
You can comment all over Spotify if you want. We don't care. Say some things.
Yeah, say some things.
Yes. Then let us know you said some things in case we're not looking.
Yeah. Sorry, that's really bad self-promotion, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, you can. We started it and we've decided to extend it into the new year. You can win some tote bags if your review is witty or touching or, we just like it.
Don't forget to join the Patreon, where you will get all sorts of lovely things. We did a collab, didn't we? We
did a Christmas collab.
Yep, with Ace and Caitlin of Sister Wives Love Should Be Multiplied, Not Divided.
Yep. We also recapped The Holiday, the 2006 film with Kate Winslet and Cameron Diaz and Jude Law.
And we'll have another little movie cap coming up for you because we follow the Russian Christmas.
We're really bad at getting things out on time. We are getting better at that, and we have hired a virtual assistant to help facilitate all of that.
The whole gang is going to be back in the saddle, which is very exciting.
Yep, Amanda and I are going to be on the main feed recapping Prison Brides or Prison Wives, something like that. I've forgotten the name of the show already.
I'm going to be on my own private feed recapping Prison Break, which I would love to do.
All right, we're being silly now.
Yeah. Love you guys. Happy New Year.
See you soon.
See you soon.